Hey everyone, it's me, Raven Jade, and I'm coming at you today with a different type of video. Normally I will broadcast my hunts and talk about things within Entropia universe while I'm hunting, but I've had a few questions lately from people while I've been streaming on Twitch, and I thought it might be cool to do a video and address some of these questions and help more people out that may be struggling with these answers. And I don't claim to know everything. I don't claim to be the expert, the end-all be-all expert, but I have been playing Entropia Universe since 2007, so I do have a little tiny bit of experience on what will and will not work while you are hunting on Entropia. The first tip I'm going to give you is to keep it simple, keep it small. If you're new or been playing a while, I think that you should focus more on getting your HP up and your evade levels up. The reason being is I see so many people out there really excited about the game, and you know, they see all those globals that other people are getting on like really big creatures and they want to do it too, so they go out and they buy the most expensive L armor or even unlimited armor that they can afford. They hire fappers and they go out and hunt these big mobs hoping for a big payday, and what more than often happens is because their evade and their HP isn't very high, they're getting hit with a lot of decay costs. They're getting hit with, you know, paying a fapper. And if you stay within mobs that you can kill without having to fap a lot, that'll really help you and get hit a lot. When I was first new in the game, I hunted really small creatures for months and months on end, and I would watch, you know, all these other people, you know, hunting these bigger creatures, and of course, yes, I wanted to hunt them, but every time that I went out there, I either died all the time, so I was losing money on wasted ammo because, you know, these creatures are regenerating while you're, you know, at the revive and, you know, getting back to where you were at. All the costs on the decay of my fab and on my armor, and it just wasn't working. You need to be able to hunt within your means, and I know that sometimes saying slow and steady is a little boring, but eventually as you get your evade higher, you're going to be able to hunt those bigger mobs for a lot less head. And when this is a real cash economy, you know, all these extra costs do eat into your pet card and, you know, eat into your gaming budget. Hunting budget leads me into tip number 2. There are many various play levels in Entropia Universe. There are the free-to-play players, the players that can, you know, deposit $10 to $50 a month, and then there are the players that are, you know, depositing hundreds of dollars per month. If your budget can only allow you to hunt, you know, 100 ped at a time, and that's $10 US. Don't go after mobs that are going to cost you 10, 20, 30 and above ped to kill per one mob. It's all about quantity of mobs versus quality at that point. If you can only afford a 100 ped hunt, and I'm using that as an example, then if you only are able to kill like a couple of mobs with that amount of ammo, then chances are you're not going to get that loot return. In Entropia, it's all about the numbers. It honestly is. So, you know, if you can take that same 100 head and go hunt something small like a puny or something, then you're going to be able to kill hundreds of mobs on that budget, and the loot is going to even out, and then you're going to be able to, you know, have that pet return to go out and hunt again and again and again. Which leads me to my tip number 3, is find a mob that drops something with markup on it. Hunting mobs that will only give you shrapnel back or something that has virtually no markup is a ticket to fail, because the game isn't always going to give you 100% loot return. I mean, chances are it's not going to give you 100% back of what you were hunting. So you need to make that money back to cover your decay and your other hunts on the markup for what other players are willing to pay. So I can't give you a list of what mobs will drop items that have markup, this is where you're going to have to do your own research, because it changes all the time what is currently, you know, has a big markup. You know, it could be that there's a new item in the game to craft, and all of a sudden an item that, you know, you didn't necessarily have any markup before suddenly has a lot of markup. So you have to be aware of what's going on. So it's always good to check the forums and just be aware of, you know, what's going on. So this next tip is to find a mob with markup on it. It doesn't, you know, markup is key to winning this game. So find that mob that has the markup. And speaking of markup on items, this leads me to my next tip. A lot of the times you have an item from a mob that you hunt steadily because it has really good markup or decent markup, and all of a sudden an event happens in Entropia, and that event mob is dropping, you know, a ton of this item that you were regularly getting decent markup on, and that markup all of a sudden crashes, and you're like, oh no, crap, and you know, you rush to sell that item on the auction. But 9 times out of 10, after that event is over, that markup is going to recover on that item. So if you have the budget to be able to sustain putting those items into your storage and then forgetting about them until after the event is over and waiting for that markup to recover, you're going to be able to keep that markup. And again, that is another tip of mine, is, you know, have the budget to be able to put all your items that have markup into storage and wait to be able to sell them. And lastly, make friends with a crafter or several crafters. There are people out there that are, you know, wanting these items, and you can save on auction costs, again, by saving your, that's more money that's saved on your pet card. If you can make, you know, friends with a crafter and, you know, secure a deal. Maybe, you know, he'll want your item for a little bit less than what the markup is going on the auction, but you're still saving because you're saving that auction fee. So these are just a few of my tips on how to survive in Entropia Universe, how to make your pet card last longer to keep those deposits away. And I hope that if any of these tips were helpful to you, or if you have tips of your own, I would love to hear them in the comment section below, because again, like I said in the beginning of this video, I'm not necessarily the end-all be-all expert on everything Entropia, but these are some of the things that I have done over the years to keep my pet card a little bit more on the healthy side. So until the next video, guys, I hope that you'll be well and happy, and if you haven't already, please like and subscribe and hit that bell on my YouTube here. And if you want to catch me live, I do stream on Twitch, and you can find my link to my Twitch on the description of my video. And I'll see you next time. But remember, if you're going to be bad, be good at it. Mwah. Bye! Okay guys, so it's time to give away that 200 ped for my last contest that I did with the followers on my Twitch, and if the person that's name wins is a subscriber, then that 200 ped turns into 400. So let's see who the lucky winner is. Jurgen121, congratulations, and I will see you in game for that 200 ped. Stay tuned for more contests coming up soon, guys. Thanks!